let's start in Chapter 7, where we're going to look at about some other more advanced detail features that we can apply, things that we didn't learn in Chapter 6. Smoothing out edges and creating curves that we can use to make the image that we're trying to look a little bit more realistic, and also meet some specifications that we may need to when we're doing engineering drawing. Let's go ahead and start a new sketch. I'm going to be teaching you guys today about the edge and face blend features. So I'm going to just draw a profile. I'm drawing the sketch on page 152 of your text, and it looks something like an H. Go ahead and draw the best I can. And something just like oops. Just like this. Okay. So it doesn't look at all like the drawing on in your book, but we can start adding our constraints and our geometric constraints in order to start making it look like the value in the text. So let's go ahead and add some of our dimensional constraints to this drawing. I think these are all the ones that are given in your textbook. I believe the only one missing right now is from here to here. So you see that our prompt is telling us that we still need 6 constraints to satisfy. So let's go ahead and go to our constraint tool and start filling in the constraint options in order to make it fully constrained. So let's go ahead and select these two images, or these two sides, and we want them to be equal length. Okay, so that sets them to be the same size length. We'll go ahead and select these 4 tops of this, and we'll also select that as being an equal length. Let's go ahead and modify some of these lengths so that it matches the values in the text. Now we'll set this to be 5. We'll set this to be 2. I'm trying to fix this. Go ahead and hit undo on that one. And I believe this is also 2. This value given in the text is 0.5, and this height here is 1.5. So a few things that we can do on our constraint options that we've learned in the past is we can select our point. We can select the line here of the base, and we can use a point on curves to make it all even along the bottom. Another option we can use is selecting these two to be the same length, and you see that it's giving us the now it's giving us that the sketch is fully constrained. But we still have a few things that we need to fix. One of them is this distance here needs to be 5. The lengths of all of these should be 2. And here you can see now we're getting very close to the actual final geometry that we should have. The last thing we need to do is go ahead and add a radius here, or an arc, in the center of this H shape. Let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to use the fillet function for this. You can also use the arc function. But I'm going to go ahead and just select these two to fillet, and you see that it comes out upside down. I'm going to make sure I have this delete third curve, and I'm going to go ahead and flip the fillet function. I'm going to click enter. So you see now this dimension on the side has disappeared. It still says we need one constraint. I'm just going to go ahead and select this. And now the sketch is fully constrained. So I'm going to go ahead and finish it. So you see now we have this H shape. If you double click it, it'll come back on with all of the dimensions that you need for to draw this. I'll go ahead and click finish though again. What we're going to do now is we're just going to extrude this shape, and we're going to extrude it for a value of 2 inches. So I'm going to start at 0, and I'm going to extrude it to 2. And now we've extruded the shape to have a value of 2 inches. I'm going to change the view now to have a view at the isometric view. And then we're actually going to practice using some of the new features from Chapter 7. So Chapter 7, we're going to be covering the detail feature options. So let's look at the edge blend option. So let's select edge blend. And it's going to prompt us to select a particular edge that we need to. One thing that we can do, let's go ahead and start with these. We can select these 2 edges. And let's give it a radius of 0.25. Okay? So instead of selecting OK, I'm going to go ahead and put Add New Set, which is this option here, this little crosshair. Okay, I'm going to select that, and then I'm going to select a new set of edges, which are the 4 edges around the entire shape. So let me go ahead and select these 4, and I'm going to give that a radius of 0.5. Okay, and I'm going to click OK. So now you see that we've smoothed the edges of this shape now, given the radiuses that we had in the text. Now the next step I want to do is I want to go ahead and smooth the inside radius of this particular shape. So let me go ahead and do that. Let's go to Insert, Detail Feature, Edge Blend. And I'm going to select now this edge, which is going to be the entire inside curve, or the extruded little curve that we drew before. And I want to select it to be 0.25. I'm going to click OK. And now what I've done is I've smoothed that inside edge as well. There's a few other things that we can do, but that's basically the tutorial in project 7.2.1. And the next couple projects, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this same geometry, so don't delete it. Let's save it. And we're going to apply some other design detail features that we have. So I'll keep this feature, or save this actual geometry, and we're going to be using it here in the next couple lessons.